Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Forbidden Land podcast. It's been quite a long time, and I'll be honest, it's my fault. um, I have been. I'll be. Let me be totally candid. We're 20 seconds into this. Not even. I will be totally real and honest about this. My mental state has not been the best. Um, I've had some small wins here and there, and I'm mentally healthy enough to go to work and live a relatively content life. But I'll be so real with you. I don't think I've processed yet all of the trauma I've been through this year so far. Um, and like if you watch all the episodes I've done this year, this is my 11th episode I've done this year, and we're in May. You know how awful that is in my eyes. I think by around May this time last year, I was already like 30 episodes in. And it's because I kept my schedule somewhat consistent. I'm wishing my mom a happy Mother's Day because I kind of forgot. But it's okay. Everybody's waking up right now, so I'm gonna text my grandma too. Or you won't see this till after Mother's Day, but you better have texted not only your mother, but also your grandparents too, your grandmothers. I only have one. Uh, and if you have some aunts that you're close with, wish them a happy mother. I hope you wish them a happy Mother's Day too. This will probably come out before Friday, because usually I post these on Friday. I will be probably posting this beforehand because there hasn't been an episode in 3 weeks, but I haven't felt mentally great, and I think it's fair for me to not feel good. Um, but it's definitely prevented me from doing the show consistently like I wanted. So from here on out, I'm going to attempt to do this show every Friday, every week. I'm going to try to do it, and if I don't post for a week, then you know why. It's because I am not feeling good, and I'm going to try to listen to myself more often because I feel like last year I took off 1 week because I didn't feel great mentally. And it wasn't even anything to do with me. It was during the campus protests. So around this time last year, I took my first week off, I think, and of that year. And it was because all the campus protests were happening and all of the shit people were saying about them and the response from the government to all of this stuff. And think about it, we were under a Democrat president. So like imagine how I feel now, where a lot of those protesters are getting rounded up by ICE and deported. It doesn't feel great. And last year I took the week off, but I really didn't because I still posted the episode that I made on Patreon. I was supposed to do a guest episode that week. It got pushed back to August. And so I recorded like a 30-minute long episode where I talked about the university protests for Gaza. And I didn't post it. And I ended up posting it to Patreon instead. And I've thought about posting it. Honestly, because this is coming out early, I could post it on Friday as like looking back and seeing, what was going on politically at the time. But, you know, I didn't post it because I felt awful. I felt like shit. And it was such a downer episode, and I just did not feel good at all. Yeah, it was called Bonus 3 University Protests. And I said in the description I was not in the greatest headspace during this, Lamau. That was an hour long. Oh my god. Dems the protest against elections cooked. He's not winning. Oh wow, I predicted that early, huh?
Forced you to reconsider any of the policies with regard to the region?
No. Thank you.
Mr. President, do you think the National Guard should...
Mr. President?
See why I don't. I mean, we're cooked. This election's cooked. He's not winning. I've already accepted that. I mean, I said months ago I'm not going to vote for him. Which is true. I did not vote for Joe Biden. I guess if you want to be technical with it, I didn't vote for Biden. But I will probably release that then at the end of the week because it'll be a good look back to a year ago when one of the most depressing and awful one of the most depressing and awful political events was happening. I mean, every political commentator I listened to at the time was super upset. The one of the podcasts I listened to is Even More News by the Some More News people, and he was like straight up tearing up over it. It was not a good month. But like this time around, this year, the reason why I've taken 3 weeks off, I wasn't feeling great. There was a lot of drama around the closing for the house and like stuff around what was happening with the money, and then I also went to Rome, not Italy, but I went to Rome, Georgia, for a little vacay. But yeah, I mean, I just didn't feel good. I thought about doing an episode in Rome, didn't have the chance, wasn't my trip, didn't want to be like, hold on guys, I didn't really have any time. I didn't want to be like, hold on guys, I need an hour to record my shitty podcast. And the episode would have been awful anyways. But there's a lot of drama going on in my life. From like, if you watch all the episodes, you'll know that in episode either 99 or 100, I broke down crying because I was talking about my godfather passing away. Not too long after that, my aunt, who I was super close to growing up, also passed away from ALS. In January, like, I think I took like a 2-week gap between episodes. And that was because I came home because I was already kind of living here at this point, but I went home to my house and I found because like my mom called me, she was like, hey, a plumber is there. No one's answering the door. And I was like, okay, fine. I'll go to the house. I'll go see what's going on. I was like, he's probably just napping. My dad is probably just napping. It's whatever. And I get to my house and my dad is just laying on the floor, like in a puddle of his vomit, which I didn't find out about that part till later because it was under the couch. I wake him up. So first I'm like, oh my God, he's dead. And you can imagine how traumatizing that is. So I wake him up and I just start laying into him. This is like months and months of pent up rage, of frustration with him. A bunch of stuff was happening leading up to this, like drama, stuff to do with trying to take money from family members, stuff that had to do with like, him lying about his finances, all this stuff. All of this culminated into me just going off on him for like 15 minutes. And after about 15 minutes is when I realized like something's wrong with him. Because he was just sitting there. He was super thin. He was shaking. And he was just staring at me like this. And I was like, after like 15 minutes, my rage was out. And I just looked at him and I was like, You didn't hear a word of that, did you? And I'm like, my God, this man is just out of it. He has no idea what's going on. He kept asking me to repeat myself. He kept going, what's going on? He couldn't get up. All the while, this poor plumber is over here, like, getting an estimate for a pipe that we needed fixed. You know, poor dude. He had no idea what was going on. I was pissed off because I was at the gym and had to stop doing what I was at the gym to go check on this man. This was like the 50th time I had to go check on him. And this time was serious. So we called an ambulance. I had to go because I had to go pick up my girlfriend from the gym. I had left her there. We had to call an ambulance. He went to the hospital, and he was in the hospital for like nearly 3 weeks. You know, I spent a lot of time, and I got sick during that. So I spent a lot of time taking off work early, going to the hospital, visiting my dad. And then I took him to his sister's house. And so now it's the whole, I have to take time out of my free time to go to my house, clean it out, move all my stuff out. I had to throw out a lot of stuff that meant a lot of stuff, like a lot of stuff that meant a lot to me. You know, the stuff behind me that you see, all the stuff that I have here, I guess you could argue is the most important stuff, but I definitely lost a lot of important stuff during that. And I don't like thinking about it. It makes me uncomfortable. I spent 2 months cleaning out that house before we closed on it. And I still left stuff there too. It wasn't even like I threw out everything. All of my childhood Toy Story toys were left in a bin in the attic. I don't feel good about how this went. And it was all very traumatizing. Imagine like your whole childhood is in this house. I lived in this house since 2013. Imagine everything that you own is in this house, and your whole life is in this house. And you have to go through the entire thing and basically go, oh, this thing that this person gave to me this many years ago, I have to throw it into a dumpster. And it makes me super uncomfortable. And I think all of this stuff happening will lead to me having to probably get some form of therapy. You know, there has not been a week that's gone by that I haven't. I think this is the first time that a week has gone by where I haven't had to deal with some bullshit drama relating to all of this, or some horseshit that has to do with all of this. This is the first full 7-day week I've gone without having to deal with any of this. And it's frustrating. It really is, and it's damaging my brain. I feel like I've aged. Probably realistically, I've probably aged up about 10 years mentally. I think I have the mental fortitude of like a mid-30s person, which I don't like that fact. I have gray hair on my head and all in my beard. Like, I trimmed it a couple weeks ago, so you can't really see it. But it's like, it's all in my chin. And it's like peppered throughout the sides of my face. That wasn't there that long ago. Not too long ago. Like that, I didn't have this much gray hair. I am also dealing with the weight of the fact that I am the sole holder of a lot of the money that came from that house sale. When we sold the house, we basically came to an agreement that I would be power of attorney. Then the power of attorney forms that I signed apparently were invalid. So then my mother became the power of attorney, which cost like a ton of money, by the way. And all the dumpsters we used to clean out this house cost a ton of money. We poured so much money into this house. She became power of attorney. They closed on the house. The money we got from that, she got her money, and the other half of the money was signed over to my dad. And keep them, obviously, by the way, if you haven't already picked up on this, my parents are divorced. You know, obviously they weren't divorced before the pandemic, but as of right now, they are divorced. Um, the money that my dad got, we came to an agreement that we would split it up, uh, 5 different ways. No, 4 ways. 4 ways. I would get a portion of it. My sister would get a portion of it. My mom would get a large portion of it to pay for the dumpsters, the fees, all that we all paid. The power of attorney, all of this stuff, the bills that she had to cover for while we were doing all of this. And then he would get a chunk of that money. Well, he doesn't have a bank account. And so I am the one that had to go to the bank, take time out of my day on a Friday, go to the bank, open a bank account, and manage all of this money. I have my part. My sister has gotten her check. My mom is about to get her check soon. Happy Mother's Day, Mom. And then my dad has his money sitting in my bank account, and I have to basically like divvy it out to him. Now, one might ask, how do you not absolutely despise your father after all of this? Here's how I see it. When he went to the hospital, he had severe brain damage. He had basically drank enough alcohol and starved himself enough to where his liver is permanently damaged, and if he drinks any more than this, he could die. And because of the starvation added into that, it caused him to lose brain function. And so he has difficulty remembering things. And his memory from the last, 3 or so years is just completely scrambled. He doesn't really remember anything from the stuff that caused this. And so in my way, and you can call this cope. I'm okay with people calling this cope. In my head, he is not the same person to me that did all of this. It'd be cruel to lay into him if he truly does not remember what he did to cause all of this. And he's profusely tried to apologize. He has, shown remorse for this, and he hasn't drank at all since any of this has gone down. So that's good. But it would be cruel of me to walk up to him and be like, you did this and fuck you, and it would be I would be the bad guy immediately. I would be the most effed up person on earth at that point. And so all of that, I permanently live here now. I don't have another house to go to anymore like I did before. I used to be able to freely walk around that house. I can't anymore. And I can show photos now of the house. I don't have the photo of my office with it completely empty, to be honest. And I don't need the photo of that, if I'm being fair. Nobody needs to see that. But, oh, here. I'll show this, though. Here's the photo of me, here's me in Rome, Georgia. Because this is right after the Pope died. In Rome, where's the Pope? I know, proof that I go outside. But let me show the photos of the house from the listing, because we had to sell the house at a significant discount because of the state that it was in. Not Google Maps. Come on. Where's the drive? Oh. Sometimes I forget that I'm the one that organized the way that the waffle looks, and so, it's my fault. Where's the photos? I know I saved them. They're probably in pictures. Are they? Dude, what's wrong with me? How do I organize this fuck ass Google Drive, huh? I know it's in here. Where are they? Where are the photos? You know what? I think I saved them to my phone and never uploaded them. So let me get the photos off my phone. Yeah, let me get the photos off my phone. But yeah, so all of this has been fairly traumatizing. If I haven't made that obvious already. But it's okay. Oh, I also had to. So my talking in the car videos from back then were pretty clearly filmed in a black Ford Escape. That Ford Escape is now a pile of scrap somewhere. I had to basically throw out, or not throw out, but I sold the Ford Escape to a junkyard. So the infamous car from the talking in the car videos is no more. Here, let me get the interior photos. I'm not going to show the overhead or outside photos at all. No way. Oh my god, dude, my fuck-ass neighbor was outside when they took the aerial photos. That's so stupid. That's so annoying. Oh my god. So I want you to like think about it. Imagine you basically have this house with no working plumbing and you've basically been forced to like softly move out. And like then within like a month, you're basically completely out of there and you can't go back. It is quite traumatizing. Here's the photos. So here's like the downstairs guest bathroom. Here's the master bathroom, which I believe there's another angle that shows how busted the shower is. Yeah. They ripped up the shower when they were trying to figure out what was wrong with the plumbing, which FYI, fuck that plumbing service. I'm the one that figured out what was wrong with the plumbing on my own. Master bedroom. These are the only rooms that were empty. And so, like, that's all they really had to work with. Here's the living room. And here's, like, the side dining room thing in the kitchen. If you've watched, like, old videos of mine from 2013 and 14, this is the room that's in the background. Here's the other side. So my desk would have been, like, right here. My desk would have been, like, right there. Here's, like, a little chest thing. My mom did take that, by the way. And we also pulled down, like, the curtain rods and everything. There's where the TV was wall mounted and everything. And right here, you can actually see this is where he vomited in his sleep onto the floor. So we found him right here. And by we, I mean I found him right here. God, and I was like having a panic attack. I was outside. I was like, I called my aunt. I was like, I really need you to come over here right now. I just found him on the floor. And everything. But we found him right here. And here's the kitchen. And we did this backsplash ourselves. We repainted the walls. You know, me and my girlfriend like tried to clean up the floors the best we could, but they were super scratched up. The drawer over here that held silverware. Oh, hold on, you can't see it. Let me swap my camera over. The drawer right here in the corner is the silverware drawer, and we couldn't fix it. Or I tried to fix it and I just couldn't. And so in the photo you can see it where it's just the rail in the back collapsed. And so the drawer is like barely in there. It's actually kind of funny to see that it made it into the photos, but oh, and there's the oven. There's a video on my channel of the oven before this one exploding. I think that was over 10 years ago now. But there's a video of like I captured the audio of it exploding. We were preheating the oven and something just exploded in there. We had to replace it. But yeah, so that's the reason why I haven't made an episode in a while. Yeah, we had to move everything out. And my mom has a lot of my stuff too in storage. The giraffe that was infamous for being in the background a lot of my videos was saved. That recliner in my background that I never sat in, I had the intention of saving it. And at the last second, I was told we didn't have room, so I had to get rid of that. New recliner, by the way, that I sat in maybe like 12 times. The TV stand was taken too. So, oh, and the TV that was always behind me, like over here, was taken as well. One thing we did have to take out of the house that we were unsure what to do with was the grill. And my mom took it, and then here we were like, oh, let's grill some burgers. So we tried to grill some burgers on this old grill that we have, and we were like, oh man, if only we had that grill from my house. So I called my mom. I was like, what would it take? What would I have to bribe your boyfriend with to get that grill back? And she was like, well, he's already like bought stuff for it. He seems really excited to use it. I was like, damn it. So that leads me into my next topic. I bought a grill. Dude, I thought of this setup like 10 minutes ago while I was talking about the house. But I bought a grill, and I'll show you what that grill looks like. Oh, they had a Blackstone that looks just like it. Oh, that's funny. Oh well. I got this grill instead. This grill's pretty nice. Although I will say the Blackstone does look sick as fuck. Oh man, should I have gotten the 4-burner? I can't start having regrets now. I already built the damn thing. Fuck. Oh, fuck me, dude. What? That's what they consider the Jonesboro Home Depot? Oh, never mind. It's just being stupid. Okay. So here's the grill that I got. Sorry, I just set my store locator so it doesn't dox me. Here's the grill that I got. Okay, Home Depot does sell Blackstones. What the fuck? I was told they didn't. It's still too expensive anyway. Okay. Lock in. This is the grill that I got. It's a Nexgrill Daytona. Oh no, this isn't it. Fuck. Hold on. That's the 4-burner. Why did I click the 4-burner? I got the 2-burner. Jesus. Here's the grill that I got. It's the 2-burner. It's pretty nice. Got like a side table. It's got the propane holder. Wow. What do you mean it's not available? It's right there. There we go. Here's a better look. So I did buy the kit. I have the seasoner. I have the spatulas. They have a better photo of that. Yeah. Look. Oh, and I did do this exact thing. I hung them all up on the side. I do have the griddle kit. I have the spatula for smash burgers. I'm getting hungry thinking about it. But yeah, this is the grill that I got. It's a griddle. If you're wondering why I got a griddle and not a normal grill, that would be because I wanted, oh, here you go. Yeah, look, it's part of the Mother's Day thing. Happy Mother's Day to me, bitch. Hope you're enjoying the episode. If you want to support us, you can go over to patreon.com/forbiddenlandpod. You can subscribe for $10 a month to get bonus content. Or you can subscribe for $1 or $3 a month if you just want to support us. There's also higher tiers if you want to support us even more, even harder. But you don't have to. So head on over to patreon.com/forbiddenlandpod. And for $10 a month, you can get the bonus episodes and even bonus content like the outtakes for this little segment. So thanks for supporting us and thanks for listening. Yes. If you're wondering, yes, I wanted a griddle because I want to make pancakes. And I don't like the grate on grills. And also I want to make smash burgers. So, yeah, that's why I got this instead of the normal, like, traditional type of grill. Yeah, look at this example. Okay, I'm muting that. Look at this example. See, this is why I wanted this grill so bad. Unleash the sizzle. It looks small, by the way, in the video and in all the photos. It looks small. I promise you. It is not that tiny. It's actually pretty big. It's a 28-inch grill. It's pretty big. But it's small. Like, it's big enough for what I want it for. Okay, they're cooking a lot of good-looking shit on here. What the hell? My friend was like, you're going to be cooking your breakfast sausage, and then a little weenie is going to roll and fall into that grease hole. I was like, I don't think that's going to be a problem. Because he wanted me to get a Blackstone. I was like, I have a feeling that the Blackstone would be the exact same way. Okay, now they're just running up the clock. Okay. Yeah, now they're just running up the clock. We get it. Get to the point. I gotta register it as well, by the way. Yeah, look at that. Breakfast tacos, I guess is what they were making. That's an interesting choice to show off this thing. Cool. Yeah, I got the griddle set, which comes with like egg rings, and I got the smash burger set, which comes with the parchment paper and everything. And the smasher as well, the cast iron smasher. Ooh, I'm so excited to use it. I haven't used it yet. I just built it yesterday, but I'm so excited. That grill is my reward for doing all the shit I've gone through. I've wanted a grill for a while, specifically a griddle, because every time I make pancakes, I'm on some small ass pan, frying up little pancakes, and then like it takes me forever to make them. This way, I can just make pancakes, and even better, I forgot my other point. Oh, I can make burgers now. If I want to make like turkey burgers, I can make all of them at the same time instead of making like 3 or 4 at a time. Thank God. Okay, is my sister just always at work? I constantly get notifications that she's at work. I think she's just always there at this point. Alright, I'm going to show the setup update. Nothing special, nothing crazy. It looks the same, pretty much. Except I moved the monkey down. He's right there. He's actually covering up something very special. You see those? So I've always had VHS tapes up here for Star Wars, the original trilogy. These gold ones are the special editions. I found the special editions on VHS at an antique store in Rome. Here, let me bring over what else I got in Rome. Okay. Count them, 2 pallets. You know? Here, let me see if I can angle the camera down. Over here. Okay. You feeling what I'm putting down? So here we got 2 pallets. And we also have a forklift. Okay. Let me see if I can do my camera. Oh no. Okay, no, I can't. Oh my god, I didn't know I had that on here. Wait, you guys can't even see this. I pulled up this on there. Okay, look. Enough horsing around. 2 pallets. We need to put this pallet on this one. I take the forklift. Also, look, you can tilt it. And yes, I am forklift certified. In case you were wondering, I have been forklift certified for 7 years. so I know what I'm doing. I go to pick up this pallet, right? I got the pallet, I tilt back, raise the mast. Isn't that cool? Drive it over. It has this little knob right here, so I can turn. Love doing a live demonstration of driving my tiny forklift. So you kind of position yourself. This pallet's a little... Let me shift this over. Tilt down. Drop this onto this pallet, back out. Move the forks down a little bit more. Oop, too much. Pick up the pallets. Tilt up. Pull up, and then boom. 2 pallets on the forklift. That's damn right. And the forks go pretty high up too. Like, this is the mast tilted all the way back. So here, let me put the pallets down. Let's back out the forklift. Okay. So the forks, they tilt back, they tilt forward. Pretty realistic for a forklift toy, to be honest. I'm kind of shocked that you can even do this on here. Here, let's park it safely. OSHA compliant, forks tilted on the ground. Anyways, the forks can go all the way up. Like, about as high as you could imagine a normal forklift could raise the forks. I mean, how cool is that? Anyway, I thought this was a cool ass thing to buy. Mostly because I've driven forklifts for a lot of my lifetime now. I would say next year will be year 8 and I'll be 24. So pretty much a full third of my lifetime I will have spent driving forklifts. So I would say, yeah, this is a pretty appropriate toy for someone like me. I mean, why would I not want a little tiny toy forklift? Yeah, pick up my pallets, move them around. So yeah, I wanted to show that off. Let me go put it back. Oh, okay. Also, I know my desk mat's really dirty. I can't wash it because it's electronic. It has that LED band around it that I don't have activated, so sorry about that. I don't know why I'm apologizing for my dirty ass desk mat. But yeah, so that's my little forklift toy that I got. The only other stuff I had to talk about was that the Pope died, which I wrote that down 2 weeks ago when the Pope died. The Pope died. The way he died is pretty horrific, dude. Like, I'm shocked at the details on this. He died, let's see. I wrote it out, like a timeline, and I have the article that I got it from. He was hospitalized for 5 weeks, beginning in February, for a respiratory tract infection. Pretty awful. 4 days after he was hospitalized, he was diagnosed with bilateral pneumonia. So he had pneumonia. He then is discharged from the hospital, appears during Easter Sunday, meets with J.D. Vance, by the way, aura killer, literally. Sucks the aura out of people. The Pope then, the next day, is killed from a cerebral stroke. He has a cerebral stroke, falls into a coma, then has irreversible cardiocirculatory collapse. His death was also then affected by a previous episode of acute respiratory failure because of the pneumonia. He also had multiple bronchitis, arterial hypertension, and type 2 diabetes. This man was suffering from like every physical ailment that you could have thrown at him. Lived just long enough for Easter, met J.D. Vance and went, you know what, actually, fuck this. I don't want to be alive anymore. And just let go. J.D. Vance killed the Pope. I don't know what to tell you. He killed the Pope. They then recently elected a new Pope who notably hates JD Vance. He's the first American Pope. American as in like he was born here. But he lived in Peru for like 20 years or something like that. And he openly hates JD Vance. They literally elected a Pope that has gone on record on Twitter saying that he does not like JD Vance. How awesome is that? Oh, that camera's like historically awful. So yeah, his name was Pope Leo the 14th. Pretty cool name. Pretty awesome. He was stripped out at the ceremony too. So I'm excited to see what the Pope does. I'm not Catholic, but I think the Pope's kind of cute. Being the Pope, you know, it's kind of funny, kind of cool. I remember when Pope Francis was chosen, first Argentinian, first South American, I believe. So it's pretty cool. One more setup update. Look at this thing. Look at this beast. This is a water-cooled computer with the most powerful AMD FX CPU you can have in there. And it's super unstable and barely runs. I just thought it'd be a cool shelf piece. I have another computer down here that runs off similar hardware to the one I'm using. I have another computer down here. So I did end up saving a lot of my computers. Another computer down here. It's a Dell Optiplex. I did throw out my childhood computer, by the way. I have the hard drive from it, but I did throw out the childhood computer. Like the shell and the components. It was a Dell Dimension 4600. I think. Yeah, 4600, I think. But I kept the Optiplex that I modded. Optiplex 745 is what it is. I also have two old routers. This is the AT&T router that I'd been using since 2016. Pretty cool. Cutting back to this feed, which is blurry as shit. Let me see if I can fix that. 'Cause you do need to actually be able to see for me to talk about this. Right here. This little gray cube. That is a computer. It's an Intel NUC. Pretty cool. There's also a laptop right here and another laptop. Or actually, there's like 5 laptops down here. Safe to say we're busy in the computer world. Anyways, that's it for this episode. Like I said, on Friday, I'll probably release the Lost bonus episode that was always intended to be released, but I decided not to because I thought it was really depressing. And so I will release that on Friday. This will probably come out tomorrow, or it'll come out later today, the day that I'm recording. So yeah. Thanks for watching. Go subscribe to us on Patreon, patreon.com/forbiddenlandpod for bonus episodes and whatnot. And, you know, go and, I don't know, subscribe to this page. We're also on multiple streaming platforms. Pretty much anywhere you can find a podcast, we're on it. And, yeah, thanks for tuning in. Sorry for the long break. Hopefully I don't do it again, but if I do, you know it's for mental health reasons. And, you know, keep yourself sane. Get help if you need it. Acknowledge when you don't feel well mentally. And if you need therapy, you need therapy. There's no shame in that. There's no shame in confiding to people that you're not feeling good mentally. So yeah. Also, before I go, we're going to start rolling out some new logo stuff, hopefully. I used it last episode in the thumbnail, so I hope I can probably roll out the whole thing. So yeah, alright. Thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in. I appreciate it. And I'll see you guys next week. I hope. Alright. Peace.